Hello and welcome back to Corks and Controllers, the show where I'm on like day 90 of needing a haircut.
Bro, me too. Look at me. I got a fucking chinchilla on my head.
But I doubt that is the thing that you are looking at right now. As you can see, we did a little switch around with the set. The bar is no longer behind us.
We're at the bar.
We're at the bar like we're supposed to be.
What's going to be the name of our bar? Corks and Controllers?
We gotta name the bar?
We could buy a bar sign and just like put it behind you now. We could.
Oh my gosh, so many ideas are flowing through.
Right? Live at that too.
Anyways, I am one of your best friends because you got a life outside of me. It's fine. Victor. And joining me today is, of course, the cheesy counselor.
Yes, Victor as well. We still need to get your name tag, our name tag, and your ChatGPT. Find this man an Esquire-like title, please.
So we got to name the bar. We got to get a nickname. We got to get the name.
Get a bar sign.
There's so many things to name.
We just need our like resident drinker now.
Yeah.
At the watering hole.
Oh yeah, and then you had a name for your old first car. You're more sentimental maybe with your stuff.
I am. I name everything.
It takes me forever to name. Like every time I'm like want to be like nice and connected with my stuff, like my first car, my first console, my first I can't name. They just end up just being what they are.
Oh, I name my stuff. So like my current car's name is Tiburon. Tiburon. You'll never guess why. Sounds like a very like ancient Greek
sounds
name,
like
doesn't it?
Overwatch character.
I don't know what Overwatch is.
It's a video game.
But I'll get there. But it actually is the Anglicization of the Spanish word tiburon. Because it has a little shark fin at the top and it's blue. So I'm like, oh, Tiburon.
I've only just started recently naming things, but like they're only like references of themselves sometimes. Except for my consoles. My consoles are named, but my newest car, which is a Honda Fit, don't dox me, everyone on the internet.
No. Don't tell them the color either.
Oh, well, that's actually what I was about to say.
Yeah, don't say the color, but...
Oh, but it's part of the name.
Oh, well, okay, go ahead.
Okay, when I was on the listing for looking for this car, and I was like, I think it's going to have to be this one. And then when I selected, I was like, oh, they have more than one used Honda Fit. And then like I hit the little selector, and they called it Fury Orange, and I was just like, is that what they named it? And I went on the Honda website. I was like, they named it Orange Fury, and I was like, that's just the name of my car now.
Wow. So the Speed Demon Orange Fury.
But other than that, my consoles, my handhelds, all those stuff, like if they have like an internal naming, like in the settings, so like you can find like the Wi-Fi name or whatever garbage you need to do with it, Bluetooth. I just name them after weapons in Final Fantasy VII now because that's my favorite game and there's a lot of weapons in it.
Weapons.
So, yeah, so for example, the PS3 is a Hard Edge, which sounds like a sexual innuendo, but it's just the name
Hard
of the
Edge.
sword.
Well, thought the Death Throbber or something would have been worse. The Plunger.
But yeah, we're trying out a new set. We might tweak it here and there. I still dream of like the late night kind of set where we have actually comfortable, nice chairs and like
make it happen, people. What's our tip jar?
Oh, that's gonna be Ko-Fi. They call it coffee, but I'm confusing everyone. I'm just gonna go with it. It's ko-fi.com. Corks and Controllers. Let's make the dream happen. But yeah, I was like, I still want the comfy chairs where we can actually relax and like not show our beer guts and actually relax. And like have like multiple camera set where it's just like
one day we'll get there.
The stuff. But until then, I think this is gonna be really nice. Prominent show of the bar, prominent show of today's wine, which we'll get into. Don't you worry about that. And yeah, other than that, Victor, how have you been? We've in real life, we haven't recorded in like 2 weeks?
Yeah, it's because my job has been just bonkers. Oh my Lord.
And
I just got trauma thinking about it.
And like multiple like traditional family of traditions, or as I like to call it, trappings, made me like not get to any like editing for like a good while. So we missed the Thanksgiving.
Well, we did,
slot.
yeah.
It still came out, but we missed the time. So sorry you didn't get your parents in time, but hopefully you had a wonderful family occasion without us. But other than that, yeah, I think we should be back spinning.
Yeah, I mean, before we progress, so for the plebeians like me out there, we've been hearing a lot about this particular thing. It's a game, first of all, a very big game, and it involves, I think, cars and prostitutes.
That's right.
It is called Grand Theft Auto 6.
That's right.
So what I've been told is that this is like the holy grail of releases. Would you agree?
It's definitely a phenomenon. It's gonna have its timestamp in history, that's for sure.
I had coworkers or colleagues, whichever, I'm sorry if I offended you, colleagues, that told me I'm going to stay up until, the little trailer comes out. And I'm like, why would you do that for a video game? You just watch the trailer the next day. Apparently they're that diehard.
Oh yeah. That trailer got nearly 100, like it got like 90 million in 24 hours.
There's 90 million people that will play this or even think about this game.
Either that or it's like 50 people who like left it on repeat.
All right, just repeat on the screen without even bothering to do anything.
I wonder what that math comes out to. Like 24 hours, how long the trailer is, how many people need to loop it until it's nearly 100 million views. I would kill to have like a fraction of that.
Right. Will you be playing this game?
Oh, most definitely. Oh yeah. A good friend of mine, a fellow gamer, goes by the name of Craig Terry. Was just like, so what'd you think? And like my answer was pretty terse, but I hold it very strongly within my being, and that is, well, other than the Bonnie and Clyde inspired story, sure looks like a GTA.
Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, that's if I was a GTA fan, I'd be like, wow, call me basic.
Well, it's like
×2 Bonnie and Clyde. Who hasn't heard that story?
Because like here's the thing, like on very first glance, you're just like, they're like, yeah, it's definitely just looks like the last game in terms of just like overall aesthetic and look. Obviously, it's in a different fictional state and like location state, not like whatever. And yeah, but like it's not until like you start like rewatching it the second or third time, having it on your big TV 4K, you're like really pixel peeping and looking around, like the graphics are amazing, they're much better.
How long has this game been in production? Like,
number 5 came out in 2013, I think.
It's been 10 years and people still think of this. That is brand loyalty right there.
Well, the thing, because like usually a Grand Theft Auto will come out sooner, but like not only is the budget bigger and like would naturally take longer to make, it was making so much money because of the online component. Those microtransactions that are like, get a little fake, put in $10, you'll get fake money in there, and then you can just buy a bunch of cars. That was like a cash cow. There's like zero reason to make a brand new game for like the longest time. So what was more profitable for them was to just up-res the graphics, make it look nicer, and put it on the newer consoles, because at the time it came out on PS4. Mm-hmm. I think even PS3. I could be wrong about that. And every time new consoles come out, they're like, oh, make it look better, put it out, give them better graphics, give them more reason to give us money over and over again. And that's how it's sustained until they were just like, well, I think maybe at this point it might be a creative decision to be like, we got to have a new story, and business side, probably a new multiplayer component that is even more, let you do more of what you want to do.
Wait, it's multiplayer?
Yes.
From what I remember, it was single player.
Yes.
Wow.
Historically, every single one's just been a single player game, strong single player stories as well, except for maybe one or two like spin-off games. But other than that, like when they introduced multiplayer, like it was like donezo. Fun fact, the first time they put multiplayer in 5, they actually took it down. Like it was so broken and laggy and no one could get into a server to play with each other, that they just completely ripped multiplayer out and went like, give us like a year or so to fix it and we'll put it back up. And when they did, it like exploded. I'm like a little scatterbrained here, but I'm changing the subject slightly again to say like I never got it. Like it was fun to have my personal friends running around in the same world, jacking cars and like shooting people. But again, I like to create my little environment, my little spaces to have fun.
Yeah, Legend of Zelda.
And when there's like 50 other people in the same lobby gunning me down for literally zero reason, like I can be walking down the street, not even bothering them, and they're just like, "Oh, you're a dot on my screen. I'm going to shoot you in the head with a rocket launcher."
Isn't that the whole point of Grand Theft Auto? You just shoot random people just because you can?
I guess so, but like I would be like, because there's still like objectives on the map where you can be like, let me go over here, check this out, see what it's about. And on your way there, you're gunned down like 30 times. And you're just like...
Part of me wants to laugh at like how funny that is. And then I'm like, fuck, that actually happens in real life. Someone would be minding their business going to a store and just get gunned down. And you're like, oh, Grand Theft Auto is real.
There's no respawns in real life. Oh, this is really dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like... I don't know, like to spend time and money in a world where like I can't 100% control that virtual environment and I'm just gunned down all the time. I'm just like, that's not fun. So that's why I would like hang out in the menu, not in the world, but I'll hang out in the menus, set up a game, and then enter with people. Where it's like,
oh, they can watch each other's back pretty much.
Yeah, like I'll set up.
But doesn't that make you a gang at that point?
Well, it does. It does make you...
Look at this. Real life applications in GTA.
Isn't it amazing?
Damn, a sociologist would go to town on this.
I know. And, but the big deal with this game is like, now that GTA Online has introduced like millions and millions of more people to the franchise, like in general, like there's so many more reasons to go. Like, it's not just like at first it was just the nerds. And then it was just like people who like single player games. And then it was people who like generally just like games with like a lot of people. But now we got like casuals and plebs and people who like probably bought a PlayStation for like $100 on Craigslist and because they heard it was cool. Like even those people are tuning into this brand new trailer just to see like how it's better.
That is insane. Just to think that somebody would avidly wait for a game 10 years.
But here's like the problem though. Is that it's a minute and a half, like, overview, slight story element trailer.
It's like, only 90 seconds.
Like, they introduced the two characters without even really saying that. Well, they say the name of the main character, but, like, whatever. And then it's just like, hey, you're in a GTA style, like just woefully fucked up version of Florida, which is just normal Florida anyways. That's my Florida dig. Everyone's got to do it.
It's not the real Sunshine State. That's California, but whatever. And we love you, Florida.
I mean, there's crocodiles and like there's those fucking.
It could be Australia.
And it's like, and that's it. Like they don't show you how the shooting works. They didn't tell you if there's multiplayer in it. They hardly even tell you what consoles it's on unless you read the press release, which is separate. No. And it's just like. Everyone's watching because they just want to know it's there.
Ooh, that brings up a great question. So what percentage of gamers would you say actually read the press release of a video game release versus just watching the trailer?
Oh, dude, out of the 1 million views, oh, man, probably like 75,000 of them.
So only the die-hard gamers will actually read the press release.
It's like industry members and like tech and gaming YouTube are like the only people who read it, and like dorks like me.
Damn.
And that's how you learn that it's coming to consoles and like not PC, into which PC is still a very giant market of like people who built their own PCs or just like have a laptop somewhere who won't be able to play on launch. They're just, you gotta wait. See you later. So, hope you have $500 for one of those things.
Oh my Lord, not the PC play. I would love to run a study to see like what the general consensus around gamers is, whether a PC is superior to a console, and if so, like what's the breakdown of like their anger metric on certain games that are released on this.
Dude, speaking of the anger metrics, And like, and speaking of toxic communities who fight over console versus PC, like these people are like these GTA people who are waiting for this game are like rabid.
Are they worse than Call of Duty players?
No.
Or Assassin's Creed players?
They're like equal. Assassin's Creed. There's bad Assassin's. What? That's a single player game. The multiplayer is so bad. But point being is like there are people in the comments who are like, I've been waiting 10 years for this game, which I guess we've all been, but like to like distill that into like a literal like situation where it's just like, I've literally sat here and only Grand Theft Auto has been in my brain. I sit in a dark room and I only eat like little bits of carrots and bread and like, and I go to bed. It's just like, there's so many good games. There's so many good games. And yet you choose this one to be angry at, to be annoyed when freaking Rockstar, the developer and publisher of the game, would be like, hey, we're going to unveil more about the next installment GTA at a later date. And then a year passes and they're like, they lied to us. It's like, they didn't lie. They said later. And like pre-trailer, they're just like, there's like, this is when they're going to announce the trailer. This is when they're going to tell us the release date. This is when they're going to show us gameplay stuff with zero knowledge. Just them playing the previous game being like, oh, I found this Easter egg where there's like a 6 on the ground. And it's just a sign. It's just like a fictional, like, 6th Avenue. They're like, look, it says 6. It's like looking for like the hidden Mickeys in Disneyland. They're like, that means that, oh, and if you go across the street virtually and then you see this stamp that says 10/27, that's October 27th. That's when they're going to, it's like,
they really stretch it then. They really stretch that shit.
And then when you actually give it to them, this 90-cent trailer that doesn't show any gameplay, that's just like, hey, yeah, we're introducing the world. It's going to come out. We don't have a date, but it'll come out in 2 years. And they'll tell you that. And then they'll be like, Rockstar's a fucking grifters. They debunked my theories. They did like they didn't fucking. It's woke as hell because like there's more minorities, NPCs in the background now, and it's just like what the game isn't out, and it's not even the point of the game. The point of the game is to play it. The point of the game is to analyze every single frame and go like, they fucked up. They fucked up what? You didn't play anything. There's nothing to experience yet.
Poor Victor. This is the life that Victor lives about video games. It's like, here's a guy that knows what he's talking about, and he has to put up with this garbage.
Which is why my opinion is, it sure looks like a GTA. Because I'm going to wait patiently while playing amazing games while I'm waiting. Wait for like gameplay trailers and other stuff to be like, hey, here's what's new and like what we're trying. And then I'll like, take that for what it is. And I'm like, it's interesting that they're going this way. It's interesting that they're going this way. Oh, they're cutting some features here, but who cares? It's a new entry. If you want those old features, play the last game. But and then I'm going to have those opinions in my nice little bubble here on Corks and Controllers. And I'm going to log in to fucking, I don't know, Instagram.com. And they're going to be like, they fucked me for the 17th time, but I'm going to buy it like 3 different versions. I'm just gonna give them all my money anyways. It's just like, you don't know what your true feelings are. Like play Gone Home and like chill out. Learn how other people live their lives.
My condolences, Victor, that you have to put up with this.
I mean, it's fine.
You saw this man vent his feelings. He even went bam on the bar. That's how you know it's bad.
I know, I'm hurting the new sap.
The new sap.
The sap. That's GTA.
Please let us know what you thought about that trailer. I really want to know.
Oh yeah, I meant to show you the trailer so you can tell me what you think.
Live?
Should we do it live? Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Let's do this live. I'll put a little picture-in-picture so you guys can watch with us. But here we go. What the heck? I was learning how to install Game Pass on my Steam Deck. Let's see. GTA 6 trailer. Let's get the official one here. Here we go. There you go, Victor.
That looks like AI.
Lucia, do you know why you're here? Bad luck, I guess.
Rockstar Game presents... Is that Star Wars? Wow. No. Oh my God. This is a perfect summary of Florida. Oh my God.
Look who's back. The only way we're gonna get through this is by sticking together, being a team. Trust.
Ew.
That's it. That's what everyone's mad about.
Can I give you my controversial opinion now?
Yeah, go for it.
What a hot load of garbage that is. That has absolutely no purpose. Me as just a first time watcher, what the hell's the purpose of that game? I just saw people twerking. I saw people recording themselves. I saw a fucking alligator being fished out of a pool. But what's the purpose of the game? Steal cars? If there is, I didn't see someone steal a car.
Well, one of the unique proponents of the GTA game, especially modern ones, is that as you're walking and like just going throughout the world, like even minding your own business, like not even doing any stories or objectives, random ass things will happen. So maybe while you're walking down the street, you see some guy fishing some alligators out of your pool. Maybe while you're walking down the street, someone's twerking on their hood, and you just go, That's a pretty interesting dynamic, like world situation that has like zero to do with you, and that just makes the world interesting.
I feel that would be a fun trailer for like an animated movie, because then they'd be like, "Oh, she's in prison. Like, what's going to happen to her?" But that trailer does not inspire me one bit to want to go buy the game. As a person that doesn't play video games, that would have been like, I could just go to Twitter and just see the same stuff and just hit hashtag Florida and boom, there you go.
Yeah. I mean,
how much is that game going to cost when it gets released?
Probably the new $70 price tag. Which I feel like it's weird because like I don't want this new $70 for like AAA games, but GTA games are probably the very few instances where it might be worth it, because you're going to be playing that game for a long time, even if you don't like multiplayer.
There's just too many games to play, man. Like,
yeah.
It's just like wine. There's just too many of them. Like, you're never going to taste them all.
Yeah.
It's like books. Ugh.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the industry to collapse on itself and realize that they can sell just as much and probably make almost as much money if they just invested in quality, small budget indie games where you could also play those for like 100 hours.
I don't know how to feel about that trailer. I really don't.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, there is a lot to dissect and be reasonally mad at, not irrationally mad about.
No, I wouldn't say I'd be infuriated about that.
I'll leave that to the YouTubers.
Have at it.
Maybe if we get a proper editor and I could have a gaming show again, maybe I'll talk about it then.
Right, I know, right, as we go through the sequences and whatnot.
But yeah.
Oh, shall we pop open the booze?
Oh, let's do it. Victor, what do we have? What do we have here?
Oh my God. So for our loyal and faithful viewers and listeners, you may have heard me wax poetic, but also absolutely slander this grape. This grape goes by the name of Roussanne. Does that name ring a bell?
It does.
So Topless Creek is possibly one of the better known ones. Same thing with Chateau de Beaucastel. This is the one that you never know what it's going to be like. Right now, this is a gamble that I am willing to take because I have a daunting day ahead of me tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, I want something that's going to make me think. And honestly, I think that if this wine is not showing well, I will have much more fury than the most adamant GTA fan over that trailer. Because this is a wine that'll either taste good as soon as I open it, or it might taste good while me and Victor are in our own homes sleeping. Or it might taste good tomorrow when we're about to go to work. Or it might taste good tomorrow when we're sleeping. Or it might taste good next week while we're at work.
Yeah.
Or any time in between.
I'm recalling your story now. Yeah.
Yes, it's one of those grapes that when it's good, it's riveting. When it's sleeping, it's depressing. So this is a 2021 Roussanne. Made by, who I think it's Domaine Malmont.
Malmont?
Yeah, I think it's Domaine Malmont that makes this one. So this is technically a Cotes de... No, it's Nicolas Haney. There you go. That's who it is.
Okay.
So this is coming from the Malmont Cotes de Rhone village. And so this one is 100% Roussanne. So this is the true unabridged or unbridged. Or is it unabridged or unbridged? Or is it unbridged?
Unbridged, I believe.
So this is just straight up Roussanne. There is nothing else blended in this. This is just pure unadulterated. Either joy, fury, or ambivalence.
I can now rest my glass on the table and do it a little spin.
Ooh, this smells weird in a good way. Well, kampai.
Kampai.
This smells like, I don't know, man. Like, it smells like chalk.
Which cheers in Spanish?
Which, salud.
Okay.
And then prost. And then I forgot the rest of the languages.
I forgot other languages of the world.
Right. So this smells like a combination of like lemon oil. So I think when you slice a lemon and you squeeze it too hard and it's a fresh lemon, and you get that like lemony scent. It smells like that. It smells like chalk. It smells like oranges. It smells like grapefruit. It's weird.
I get the grapefruit.
Oh, this is depressing. I fucking hate Roussanne. This is about the blandest, most insipid, depressing wine I've had this year. And I don't say that lightly. This is what what enrages me about Roussanne is that it's this wine that'll be so quixotic. It's like, it smells great. And then you taste it, you're like, what the fuck? Like, why do you not taste like what you smell? Like, this is the epitome of being catfished. It's like, you smell lovely, you smell perfumed, you smell like Roussanne, and then you taste it, you're like, ugh, what the fuck is this oily glop that tastes like water?
What are you doing to me?
And the shitty part is that, who knows, this might taste good in 5 minutes, or in 50 minutes, or in 5 days. And this is the diva that will say, well, miss me at my prime, because guess what? I'm not waiting for you. I am opening up at my own time.
You're right.
Yeah, sadly, I don't have 36 hours to follow this nonstop. In a good world, I would have this bottle open. I would have like 5 roast chickens ready to drink or ready to eat at like certain intervals so I could pair it with this. Yeah, this is a Roussanne for you. Now, as angry as I am about this wine right now, I can still wholeheartedly say that I am very bipolar about Roussanne. I also love it because when it tastes great, it's fucking amazing. But right now, man, this is just... Why does Roussanne spite me like this?
You know what this finishing tastes like?
Oil.
Let me show you here. I'm going to grab a piece of our set right here. All right. This is a Nintendo Switch, everybody. Now, when Nintendo Switch takes carts. Victor, do me an odd but necessary favor. Here, take that. Why don't you give it a lick?
What?
Give it a lick. Just lick any part of that cart.
What the fuck?
Any part of the plastic. Just go right ahead.
Really?
The more you think about it, the less you're gonna want to do it. So you gotta do it in just a little tiny lick.
I have so many questions.
Any part of the plastic, just go for it.
What the fuck? What the fuck did I just taste? Should I spit this out?
So Nintendo thought Victor's spitting up in a plant over there. So Nintendo.
Sorry, Nicole. I'm sorry.
Nintendo thought it was a good idea since more and more people now know what a Nintendo console is.
That is fucking atrocious.
to put a food safe bitterant in case kids put this in their mouths. Anyways, that's what that finishing tastes like to me.
It's fucking quinine. That's exactly what that is. It's the same shit that's in fucking tonic water.
Do you like it?
No.
Okay.
Oh my god. But he's not wrong. That's exactly what Rusan will have when it's not being friendly.
Oh my god, I can't believe I got you with that.
I can't believe. Oh my god, that was disgusting.
I'm happy now. I'm so happy right now.
Well, that definitely tempered my anger towards Rusan.
Now you're just angry towards kids who eat carts.
Or the Tide Pods kids. How in the hell do you know that, Victor? Like, what in the world drove you to read that there's food safe bitterant on a game chip?
That's just what happens when you closely follow game launches. They're just like, oh, this is how much it costs. This is the display, the resolution of the display. This is how you connect the Joy-Cons. Oh, and fun fact, Nintendo added bitterant
Smell this.
on their carts so kids don't eat them. And I'm just like, have they done that before? But apparently that's the first time.
It smells like peaches and honey.
Wow, it does.
It smells like a goddamn Sauterne, does it not?
Yeah. Wow. This smells like better wines you've given me.
And it's still fucking bitter.
Yeah. It is.
I'm telling you, it's
kind of sad.
It takes you to unbelievable heights when you think you have it, and then it's like, I thought I got you, bitch. I got you. Now you got to wait again.
Yeah.
Fucking oh my god. So Rusan, what do you think? It's easily one of my favorite grapes, but my god, you got to time it right.
This is the worst version of when we went to Westbrook, and we were having an amazing wine, and Ray was telling us a great story as well, and then he's like, by the way, by the end of my story, your wines are gonna change, and it's like, oh, what? And then he keeps telling his story, and then he finishes his story, which had a great ending, by the way. I'll let him tell his own story, and he was like, by the way, drink your wine, and I was just like, what? But anyway, this is the worst version of this.
Yeah, I mean, it's evolving.
Will it evolve the way a nice, or no, excuse me, this is probably a nice wine. Will it evolve the way Ray's wines will evolve? Who knows?
It might. Okay, give me this. So, what is the most useless Pokemon that's adorable that you can think of in its primary stage?
Gosh, like Polygon or like who
Magikarp?
Magikarp, right?
Okay, so imagine you had a really pretty Magikarp. Mm-hmm. And you're in the Pokemon world, whatever you know, and you see it's fluttering around in the lake, and you're like, oh, are you going to evolve to fucking Gyarados? And then it flops over, and it's like, Magikarp. And you're like, oh, okay, whatever, cool, you know? And then you're down the road, you know, whatever, you're fighting some other Pokemon, like, say, a Raichu, you get zapped as fuck. Mm-hmm. And then it's getting angry, and then you're like, oh, evolving. And no, it doesn't, just flops over. And you're like, fucking Magikarp.
Piece of shit, why are you glowing?
Imagine it does that for like 5 or 6, maybe fucking 15 more times. Uh-huh. That's Rusan for you. It'll tempt you. It'll say, hey, look at me. Look at me. I am everything you want. And then you take a sip and it's like, motherfucker, I never wanted you. It's a sadistic, masochistic fucking grape. It really, really is.
What an asshole.
So, yeah, that's Rusan.
I'm impressed you know that much about Pokemon.
Right? I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon, those are my two cores.
All right, okay.
The Dark Magician.
Is this recording still? Hello?
No.
Okay. It is.
Oh my god, I was going to cry.
The needle wasn't moving. That's because the needle moved off screen. So
even it's disgusted by Rusan. His belligerent behavior.
It's like, I don't want to be part of this. No, yeah, that's great. Victor, while we let this maybe turn to maybe something great, shall we move on?
Yes.
Okay. So I honestly didn't know what to talk about this episode. I'm glad you brought the GTA. That was a nice little thing. But there's been a number of games that I have turned on, not turned off because, I wasn't quite there, but just like, trying to catch back up to our CNC episodes and like just living my life and going to people's houses and trying try to maintain the little social life that I still have and all that stuff. Gaming didn't really come to me, but when I did, it was just like just a little bit not worthy enough to be like, hey, let me talk about this, make an episode out of it. But I'll tell you what I have been doing. I've been listening to an ebook.
Ooh, what's the title?
The title is Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki.
Is it an anime? No, it's not an anime. It's what are they called again? The anime books?
Well, it's not related to anime.
It's not hentai. That's pervert stuff. What's it called?
Mangoes?
There we go. That I would say mangoes, but it's not mangoes. It's manga.
Mangoes. That's what us weebs say to make fun of each other. Just a little term of endearment. Mangoes. That's good. Have you had a wine that tastes like mangoes?
Yes, we have, but let's not digress. So the ebook is called what again? Actually,
Colorless.
you have a mango wine in your little stash, by the way.
Thank you. Wait, which one?
The Sauterne.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Of course. Anyways, but yeah, Colorless Tsukuru Tazaki. Sorry, his Japanese names are hard for me. It's not my language, so
Not yet.
But yeah, I've been trying to listen to that book during my lunch breaks because that's the only time I'm not doing anything else. When I'm home, my brain would rather be doing stuff I'm supposed to be doing, like editing the show or playing some video games or whatever. And I have that weird ADHD thing where if I'm not doing those whatever things I need to be doing, then I'm betraying my free time or whatever.
No. It's called self-care.
So lunchtime, nice 30 minutes to listen to a book while playing some Steam Deck, to be honest. And yeah, so I've been giving this book a listen. I'm not done, but halfway into the book. But the thing about this book and my brain is that because I'm really bad at reading and I'm really bad at listening, I have to do this hybrid thing where I let the audiobook play and I prop my phone up and I let...
Oh, you follow along.
And I follow along. I let it guide me. And then if I don't feel so distracted, then I'll go ahead and play some Steam Deck or whatever. But I'm mostly paying attention to this book. And I'm only started doing that because it's been a year and a half I've been trying to finish this book. Whereas I read the first 2 chapters multiple times trying to get back into this book, and I'm just
sometimes they're rough. That's me with Dune.
It's hard. And and I'll do things I'll read an entire page, not process what I just read, and went wait, what are they talking about? What's out? And then
that is literally me with Dune. What the fuck is the fucking Mazdarak, Haderach, and shit?
So many whatever's going on in my head. So this is what I did. And then it turns out that I stopped reading right before things got interesting.
Aww.
Because the beginning chapters of the book. Okay, so the basic plot is there's this guy Tsukuru who's just he grew up in high school with his 4 friends, and they've all brought something to the table in terms of their personality. They're they're just really close, knew each other well. A friendship that probably comes once in a lifetime to some people or whatever. And then, but one day, they all just socially cut him off. Just suddenly,
cruel,
abruptly, and over the phone. And and that causes him throughout his college years to just kind of have I think he's always had it, but he's has thoughts of suicide, not exist anymore. Just thinking his life's pathetic. And the last names of the characters in Japanese are owl for blue, and blue, black, and whatever. And his name doesn't have a color to it in Japanese, hiragana. So it's just okay, sure. So he just feels I'm colorless. I don't contribute anything. I'm a nobody. And the book explores his feelings, why his friends just outcasted him, and all this stuff. And that's basically the book. And I finally got to a part where where he gets a new girlfriend after college. He's like a train. He was really into trains, so he's like a train station like manager guy where he manages all the repairs and like building new stations and like just smart guy, whatever. And he finally gets a new girlfriend, and the girlfriend comes in and he's like, you know, you told me your story about your friends abandoning you, and I felt like you really hold on to it. Like, it's really hard for us to start this relationship, and I don't want to start this relationship because I feel like you're always distracted. Something's distracting you. Some mentally in the back of your head, you're somewhere else and you're not with me. And that's why. But I want to help you with that. Tell me the names of your friends, and I'll find out where they work, where they live, so you can see them. Finally, have this difficult conversation, and come back and
get some closure.
Get some closure. Maybe we'll start. And that's where it starts. And then that's when this weirdo motherfucker, the main character, Tsukuru. Sorry, there was a bug.
Oh, I was like, is he going to appear? Like, what the fuck? Am I hallucinating?
That's when he starts. That's when he starts having like weird sexual dreams, and in college he had a roommate called Hacienda, and like he had like dreams of just like having like gay sex with him, and like all this stuff, and it's just like suddenly turns into like a very sexually charged book. And then that's when I started suspecting. I was like, did his friends cut him off because he assaulted one of them?
Is it that what it is?
And that's when I was just like, I stopped reading the chapter before this. God damn it, now I want to know. So like,
all about the cheese, man.
So now he's like, so now he went back to his hometown. He's talking to all of his ex-friends, and like, you know, it turns out they're happy to see him and all that stuff. And he's just like, yo, what happened? And he's just like, you don't know what happened. It's like, no, I don't know what happened. You really don't know why we stopped talking to you. It's like, no. He's like, but when we called you and said we don't want to be your friend, you said okay, as if you knew what happened and that you're just gonna like just take it. And then he's like, I'm telling you, I really don't know what happened. Like, I've been thinking about it for a decade, right? And then they're just like, dude, you sexually assaulted one of our female friends. And he's just like, and then that's when I was like, I closed my Kindle, I turned off my phone Audible book. I'm like, I don't have to clock back in for like another 8 minutes, but I'm just gonna hang up on the time clock.
And you haven't picked it up since?
I've been going. I'm powering right through it. Anyways, turns out this allegation is like maybe not true, and that the female friend maybe made it up. And it's just like,
when was this book published or released?
Oh, years ago, like 2009. I don't know, but that's where I am. I've landed to the last I read. He's spoken to most of his friends, the guy friends in the group, who are just like, yeah, it's like thinking back on it, we kind of rushed to stop being your friend, and then now in hindsight, her story doesn't really add up. So there's like
interesting.
So like now there's a mystery going on, and then it's just like, and then that's when he returned back home to Tokyo from Nagoya, which is where he grew up. And he told his current girlfriend about it. Tsukuru, I mean, his current girlfriend. He was just like, that's what happened. And he's just like, well, this is where I last left off. He was just like, well, socially, there are just things that girls would talk about that they just can't talk about with guys. So I have a feeling you're going to learn a lot when you fly to Finland, which is where the other female friend lives. And you're just going to figure out a lot. And that's where I last left off. I was like, he's going to go to Finland. They're going to drop this fucking bomb on me when we figure out what actually happened. And I'm just going to be like, oh my God.
That is intense.
I'm going to figure out whether or not the main character of my book is a fucking sexual deviant. So that's where I'm at.
Damn.
With this book.
I wish my book that I was currently reading was that interesting. The one I'm reading is The Lost City of Z, which is not that intense.
Uh-huh.
It's like this dude was exploring the Amazon, got lost, and this New York Times reporter's following where he left. And that's it.
So his book was first published in 2013.
10 years. Oh,
A few,
when GTA 5 was released.
like a week after my birthday.
Interesting.
Anyways,
Interessant.
so I guess the author Haruki just decided to write a fucked up book after like my 22nd
Dude,
birthday.
there are some screwed up books. And I mean, like, absolutely screwed. Have you heard of We Need to Talk About Kevin?
No.
Oh, my God. So that one's about this mother and how she sees her school shooter kid. Yeah. As in, like, she has to think, like, do we even love this kid? So there's that.
I sure don't.
And then there's another one called Tender is the Flesh. Have you heard of that one?
No.
That's about, like, humans that are raised as livestock for meat. And the factory worker can't have a kid, so he decides to take one of them home to have a kid with her, and turns out she has feelings, and he has to butcher her. Yeah. So there's a lot of fucked up books out there. Those being two of them. So
Yeah. Well, there's a book if you're interested. Hopefully, I don't think it's a spoiler. It's like the back of the book.
oh my God. Have you ever like tasted what a grapefruit peel tastes like? That's what that tastes like right now. It smells great.
I've been in an orange peel for funsies.
Imagine that, but just more bitter.
Oh, come on.
Again, it might be 5 minutes from now. It might be 5 days from now.
There's like that very small, tiniest hint of like maybe some honey, but it's like way down there.
And
God damn it.
Yeah, this is going to take its sweet-ass time to reveal itself.
Well, we still have plenty of show to go.
Right, I know, right? Let's just open it every other week and just be like, hey, how you doing, buddy?
So, Victor, do you mind giving me a beverage that reminds you of a book that maybe did not interest you at first, and then you realized what it was, and was just like, oh.
But then it betrayed me by dumping trauma on me.
You can add that as if you will, if you want to.
Oh, that's going to be a 2-part story. Okay. In the very beginning, when I started drinking booze, I did not like gin. Gin to me was like, I started taking shots of it, and I'm like, oh, this is some peppery, citrusy, nasty, hot alcohol stuff here.
Yeah, as a gin liker, I wouldn't shoot it, but yeah.
That's how I learned about gin. And then, I don't know what happened after college, and I moved back to California, and I think I was working at the place I worked at before I met you, I think. And I remember I went to a bar, and I think I was wearing my uniform at that point. And the guys are like, hey, we got a special tonight for a Negroni. And I'm like, a what? At first, I'm like, what did you call me? And then he's all like, yeah, it's a Negroni. And I'm like, what's in it? He's like, oh, it's just, Campari, vermouth, and gin. And I'm like, I'm not a big fan of gin. And he's all like, just try it.
Quit being a baby.
And I remember I smelled it, and I'm like, whew, I've never been around jet fuel, but that was a potent smell. And then I took a sip of it, and I'm like, ooh, baby. It was love at first taste. I was like, what is this velvety, citrusy, beautiful, slightly bitter but sweet, just enveloping aromatic deliciousness? Mm-hmm. That's when I fell in love with the Negroni.
Very nice.
So, imagine my turmoil when I am working at the place where I met you, and the undisclosed place. And all of a sudden, we start getting phone calls about, hey, do you guys have the stuff to make the Negroni Sbagliato? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck is a Sbagliato?
Yeah.
Negroni Sbagliato? And I went to go ask one of our fellow colleagues there that's very big on pop culture and stuff. And I'm like, hey, we got some calls for something called the Negroni Sbagliato. Mm-hmm. And the person was like, oh, it's because this Game of Thrones actor, I already forgot her name, we did an interview, and she said, I love Negronis, but make it Sbagliato, which just means add Prosecco to it.
No.
Instead of gin. Victor, when I tell you that I felt a cringe, a deep-seated anger, hatred, animosity, I felt it. It was real. And when I tell you, I wanted to tell this colleague of ours, what the fuck is this? I think I walked away, went to the break room, Good old Ram found me in there. He's like, what are you so hot about? And I'm like, have you heard of Negroni Sbagliato? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, how long have you known? He's like, a couple days. And I'm like, did you ever consider to tell me? He's like, no, because you'd be like this.
He knew.
For about a year or two, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Anytime I would go to a bar, they would advertise this wretched beverage. Absolutely wretched beverage. And the sad thing is that when you don't use quality gin, this is where it kind of came full circle. It doesn't matter how much Prosecco you put in that bitch. It's not going to taste good. Mm-hmm. So I feel that I found a beverage that was a classic. I would say better than a martini, better than a Manhattan, better than an old-fashioned. And it was beautiful. It was sublime. But then some motherfuckers decided to go and bastardize it by adding sparkling wine to it. And I'm like, no, this is not a Bellini. This is not a whatever the fuck else they're called, you know? And then that's the mainstream version of a Negroni. So I got these bride brigades, you know, that are like coming in, buying a case of Prosecco. Yeah, buying cases of Prosecco, you know, and buying, you know, some vermouth, the cheapest one, you know, and then the Campari or the Campari. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening to my beloved? Like, you were so pure, so simple. And to this day, I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a bar, ordered the Negroni, do you want a Sbagliato? And I'm like, no. So I don't know if that really pairs with your book, because I have this idea of what a Negroni is, of what it should be. But what is being forced upon me against my will makes me rebellious. No, not rebellious. It repulses me.
There you go.
It angers me to a level that is I hate hard alcohol for the most part.
Right.
I found this one little drink that makes me happy. That brings me joy. And half the goddamn population, because of a TV show, decided to change it up. No. I'm all for change, usually. But if it works, why are you going to fix it? Why are you going to try to fix it? It doesn't need fixing.
I find it interesting that there's like an interview and not the actual show. Like, it's not like it's a scene where it's just like, ooh.
That is the day.
Trying to make it look good.
That is the day I think I vowed to never watch Game of Thrones. Because I want nothing to do with that actress. Okay, if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, great for you. I will never watch it because of that. I was insulted to my core. So,
God.
Yeah, that would be my pairing of choice for that book of yours. Maybe the book ends like you do, where you relish what it once was. You knew it was there, and it might still be there. But according to the other characters, no, it was wrong. You're wrong. We did it right.
You're wrong. I love it. Man, that's a good one. Although I never been mad at the book.
Not yet, at least.
I just been like, yo, no one told me about this. And when I regaled this tale to Nicole, my girlfriend and avid book reader, she just nodded her head and like, yeah, that author would do that. And I'm just like, you knew
betrayal.
You knew this guy writes fucked up shit. Not that it's just like the worst thing I've ever read, but obviously I've seen movies that are just plain god awful in terms of like fucking with me or using really dark themes. But yeah, I was just like, oh man, I could have been more prepared.
Let me tell you, when you ultimately get disappointed by something you love, it's okay. The world goes on. Especially
since the start of the book is like all about how this guy feels, and I was like, yeah, growing up, especially around high school, like, yeah, I had some dark thoughts of like not existing or whatever, and I'm just like, hey, yeah, okay,
I get it.
I get this, and I'm like, I don't get this. I do not relate to this part.
All of a sudden, that's me with the Sbagliatos. It's like, bro, I'm not bubbly. I'm not Prosecco. Like, what are you doing?
I'm not bubbly.
Like,
don't say it.
Like, screw, unless it's champagne in a coupe class, then yes, I will be bubbly. But there's a time and place to be bubbly, and it's not with a Negroni.
I need more wine type glasses.
Well, that'll come later. But my good sir, do I have a challenge for you today?
Okay.
Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
So, first, let's set the place. Anderson Valley up in Northern California.
Okay.
Chilly, crisp, cool weather, surrounded by redwood trees.
I do like redwoods.
Somewhere up there is a little vineyard called the Hacienda Sequoia Vineyard, surrounded by trees. It's misty, it's cold, and on these little grapevines you find tiny little clusters of berries called Pinot Noir.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this wonderful winery that I adore, but they are getting mad expensive, and I don't like it. If you're listening, listen to your clientele, please, because you are going to lose me. And the moment you lose me, you lose one client. I know it's not a lot, but it's something to me. This winery's name is Ceritas, spelled Ceritas.
Okay.
So, long story short, my boss got bit by the wine bug and one day told me, procure me. Is it procure or is it curate? I can't remember what he said.
Or procure.
One of those words, a fine selection of Pinot Noir.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, how much do you want to spend? He's like, whatever it takes. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. So I hop on my favorite little wine site. You know, I'm not going to disclose that because you will not know that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, ooh, Pinot. And then I see it. I see the Ceritas Hacienda Sequoia Pinot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, And then I see the vintage, 2012. 11-year-old Ceritas. Quite the steal. So I buy them, and I turn in the selection to my boss, who is very pleased. And he's like, you want one? And I'm like, boy, do I want one? Like, hell yeah, I do. So he's like, here, take one. So I go home. I pop it open. Beauty.
Oh, okay.
Absolute beauty.
Thank God.
The best way I can describe that wine... imagine if fruit could be compared to the Barbie movie. Bright. I'm trying to see how I can phrase this without coming across a bad way. Bright, fun, and carefree. Okay. When you taste the blueberries, when you taste the cherries, it's just absolutely carefree. But then comes the texture. When I tell you it's James Bond and the Great Gatsby wrapped into one, oh my guy. Imagine you're walking down the street, someone puts a little velvet, blanket around you, and then out you come out wearing a tuxedo with a glass of champagne in your glass and the perfect, little Ray-Bans, and you're like, I'm on my way to the castle party or some shit, and you're walking, you feel like $1 million. That is what the texture of that wine was. So it was like the perfect combination of fun. I mean, it's very reductionist to say it tasted like really goddamn good grape juice. Imagine Welch's grape juice, but better. But then comes the texture of finesse. So it's almost like this 1-2 punch of, I'm fun-loving, I'm happy, I'm joyful. And then, but bitch, I can be serious. And let me tell you, I'm good. Mm-hmm. So, what media, be it a movie or a video game, gives you those vibes of fun-loving, but absolutely classy at the same time?
Oh my gosh!
Imagine like Beach Party meets Suits. Can you imagine Harvey going to? Have you seen Suits?
No.
Alrighty, what's another example I can give you? What's the snootiest TV show you've ever seen?
Snootiest? I don't know.
What?
I don't think so.
You've never seen like a TV show where like the characters are super snooty?
I've seen snooty characters like the Scott Pilgrim or whatever, but that's not the theme of the movie.
I haven't seen Scott Pilgrim, sadly, yet. But imagine you have these characters that are absolutely like top of their class, educated as shit, only wear Gucci and Prada, but actually can pull it off. Mm-hmm. So imagine you get this bohemian beach party goer that can then turn into a night owl and pretty much be Batman. That's what this Pinot Noir was like. So what do you got like that? I said it would be a challenge.
This is a challenge. This is a big challenge. This is a boastful challenge. This is a more distracting and buying time adjectives.
So here, what you guys don't realize is that when I've asked Victor this question, imagine a Rolodex of thousands of little things going back and forth in his brain while he stalls. This guy has played more video games then I almost want to say God has existed in this time.
That was a little gross.
I know it doesn't seem like it, but believe me, the guy's a genius when it comes to video games.
Well, the one thing that sticks to my mind is the first season of Spy X Family.
Spike's Family?
Spy X Family. Yeah.
What is that?
It's an anime.
Spy X Family.
Yeah.
On Crunchyroll?
On Crunchyroll, yeah. So the one thing that like first gets me where it's just like where it's just like fun, breezy, and like kind of like, you know, just going at it is just like how fun the initial introduction of the characters are, because like it's like sure you have the main character who is a spy who has to pretend that he's a family man in the country that he's hiding out in.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has to like get a disguised wife who's just like kind of bubbly and like just whatever, who's actually an assassin.
Oh, here we go. I was assassinated by that Pinot, let me tell you that.
And then he has to get a fake daughter to enroll in this snooty ass school, who her secret is that she's a telepath. No. Telepath when you can read people's mind, right?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
Isn't that what Wolverine does?
Wolverine doesn't telepath.
Who's that? Is that Dr. Freud? Dr. Floyd? What is it?
You mean Professor X?
Close enough. You know what I was saying.
And yeah, and the first season's all about getting the daughter into this snooty ass private like academy where it's just like the elite can only get in. Mm-hmm. And she has to be like the smartest kid ever to even apply to do the test to get in, and stuff like that. And it's a comedy that sometimes just like gets like political, where it's just like oh, I'm gonna pull some strings so that kid can't get in my fucking school, but then like they overcome that part and like stuff like that.
Sabotage. Ooh.
And like
I got a story about Ceritas, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get in trouble.
So yeah, so if like that story does remind me of like the school faculty who is just like they all wear like suits like they're rich or they're butlers of rich people, and they're just like elegant and like whatever, and but the rest of it is like all nice and fun and like a comedic anime. So I don't know,
I think that's pretty goddamn spot on. You fit both dualities.
Yes.
Because the Cerita Pinot is one, the Hacienda Sequoia Vineyard one, the 2012, is one that when you drink it, you're like, oh my God, why can't all wine be this flavorful and juicy? And then comes the texture and you're like, ooh, you're not juicy, you're classy.
You're classy.
I have a really inappropriate analogy, but I'm not going to say it on the show. So
okay,
you guys are going to miss out, sorry, but I'll say it after the show. All right. So long I don't forgive it because it's very... I'm not going to say it. No. Intrusive thoughts.
If only we had enough fans to have a Patreon. That way you can subscribe to us and get some exclusive content.
Yes, where I crack the... I'm not going to say it, damn it.
But that's only if you guys cared enough about us to share the show.
They care about us. I think they do care about us.
I know. I'm just being facetious. Facetious?
Facetious?
Maybe my mouth can't form the word. I have to extend my
facetious
the corner of my mouth just to get it out. But yeah, I think that I'm gonna go with that one.
I think that's solid.
If I have a better example, maybe I'll just talk.
Ooh, now here's the sad thing. That was I forgot to mention the price.
Oh,
so that bottle of wine is like about $140, $150 a bottle. So I'm pretty sure you're gonna watch that anime for a $8.99 subscription on Crunchyroll. So sorry.
At least the price didn't scare you like the judge did.
Can you feel the fear that just exited my body when you said the judge?
I love that story. That's a good story.
The judge is a terrifying Chardonnay, man. Just like if you ever come across like Rumier Mussini, oh my God.
Sounds more terrifying to try to explain its profile to like a guy who served you the bottle and like, what do you think? And like just lording over you. Like, what do you think?
There is one wine that I do want to try before I die. But first of all, I have to have like, I don't know, $80,000 available to buy a bottle of wine. But it's called, you should put a picture of it just for the hell of it. It's called Domaine Leroy Musigny. So that is spelled, Domaine Leroy is Leroy and Musigny is Musigny. So Domaine Leroy Musigny. Mm-hmm. It's a tiny little parcel out in the Côte de Nuit, specifically within the Chambon-Musigny little appellation.
All right.
I remember the days when I used to go to Wine Searcher and look up the price. And it used to be $25,000 a bottle. And I'd be like, one day I'll be able to get it. And then the other day, I was actually, this was probably like about a month ago. About a month ago, I'm like, I wonder what Musigny's going for right now from Domaine Leroy. Oh, my heart shattered. It was $80,000 a bottle. And I'm like, there goes my chance of ever having that bottle of wine. So, yeah, one day.
80,000?
Yeah. You know, people talk about Romani Conti that averages about $25,000 a bottle, which is all fun and dandy. But for me, I think the pinnacle of wine would be, in my head, the Leroy Musigny.
God, that's like an amount of money where it's like...
That's an insane amount of fuck you money.
Like a property management company won't even take you seriously unless you have that as a down payment.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, think of like, how many cars could I buy? My car... How many of those could I buy with that kind of money? Like 6, maybe 8. Now that you know the year's like out of date. So
God damn it.
Yeah, the judge is terrifying. But if one word makes me shiver in my boots and makes me almost want to collapse, there's a reason why I'm leaning on this, by the way, is the word Musigny. That one is just so much fear, so much respect, so much amazement at that word.
Amazement.
But ultimately, it's fear.
Yeah.
The judge is terrifying, but Musigny, that's like existentially scary. So, yeah, that's Domaine Leroy for you.
Yeah, it's a good thing we have this nice sturdy bar for bracing. Although if you actually collapse, you would hit so many things on the way down.
Yeah, but I mean, the plant has my DNA now, so we're all good.
Okay,
it's one of me.
Very good, Victor. I have a surprise for you. While we near the end of this episode. Now
that tastes like rotten apples.
Oh yeah, where are we at now? I tasted it a little bit ago.
Tastes like really rancid green apples or yellow apples. It's not enjoyable.
It's getting somewhere, but yeah,
again, it's gonna take its sweet ass time.
If this is all it was for the entire bottle, like I would just be like,
I'd dump it down the drain. But again, this is a Roussan, so if this was a Chardonnay that cost you $15, I'd say dump it at this point. But
and you said if you're hopeful, and you want to like keep waiting the time, do you have to cork it?
Yeah, just put the little cork back on top and just put it in the fridge and revisit it when you feel ready for it.
Okay, go. The refrigerator.
Yes, yeah. You don't want to put this on the counter. It'll oxidize too. It'll go bad before it actually changes.
Okay, I'm learning.
Well, me too.
You're learning anime and games. I'm learning some wines.
So tell me about the surprise here.
Yes. So now I know we call you the cheese counselor, the wine guy or whatever, but you do like some beers here and there.
I do.
And disclosure before I go further, Victor has to get home, so he's only going to have a little bit.
Yes.
But I have a surprise for you. I have in front of you, as you can see, an unmarked bottle of beer.
A shiner.
This beer has been made by Nicole's father and a friend, I believe, who helped each other out. And I have already tasted it. We've gotten like a good, decent number of bottles, and I've tasted. And I will say this: I know our tastes are probably a little different, but I had 2 of them like immediately. Like I drank one, it was immediately like, oh, psst, psst, and like.
Is this a blind taste? Don't tell me the style of beer. I want to see if I can guess this.
No,
right?
Yeah. I'm not. This is the bit that we're gonna do right now. The little fun surprise. I'm not gonna tell you anything about it. I will say one thing, And that is Nicole's father thinks he put a little too much spices in here. As I said in my story earlier, I didn't think so. I drank another one immediately.
Oh, don't get me started on Victor and spices.
But anyways,
Him and his baby food.
so let's put that aside. Hopefully it'll does something eventually.
It will eventually.
And let's open this guy up. See what you think. Here is a segment that probably won't be recurring called Victor Tries a Liquid.
Right, surprise. First I lick a chip, now I taste the liquid.
Mysterious Liquid with Victor Villalbazo.
Yes.
Here we go. That's the segment name. There we go. Fresh out the refrigerator. I think it's been warming up for the length of the show, 40 minutes. Here we go. Let's see the color.
Interesting. Amber gold.
Okay, that'll be mine. You only want a little bit. Say when.
When the carbonation on that is exceptional.
All right. I don't know if he...
What the fuck, Victor? This smells like pumpkin pie.
I don't know if he... I don't
Is this
know.
some kind of joke?
I don't know if they use like a kit or like procure this stuff, but I'm gonna assume it's a kit. So yeah.
So I smell like black pepper, cinnamon, allspice.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like orange peel, not really cardamom.
Mm-hmm.
Malty, yes. Hoppy, not really.
Okay.
But maybe that citrus might be the hop. Citra hops.
Ooh.
Or Cascade hops. Both of those can showcase notes of citrus.
Dang.
Kind of bready.
My boy's got hops.
I got hops. I got autolysis too. Smells kind of like yeasty, which probably means that there's a good... it's not like a Hefeweizen. I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
It's too dark.
Oh, we're tasting now.
Whoa, what the hell is this? My dude, this is an ale.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
So I'm going to say ale, spiced ale. ABV is probably going to be like 5.6, if that, probably closer to like 4.2. That is delicious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The spices keep going and going. So I don't like beer, but this is a beer I like.
Oh wow! Ooh, high praise.
This is
High praise from someone who was just like Uinta. Two of these.
that is refreshing. It's creamy. Ooh, creamy. Lactic acid. Additive? I don't know. It's like, it's creamy, it's bready, it's spicy, it's like not sweet, but it's refreshing. It's not cloying, it's not overly caramelly. This is a damn good beer.
The amount of analyzing that you're doing makes me feel bad because like I should probably have like the proper answer straight from the horse's mouth. But all Nicole has told me is like my dad made a pumpkin beer.
That's what it is. That's why I like it. Remember, I like the flavor of pumpkin pie. I mean, of pumpkin and pie.
Well,
I just don't like baby food.
Yeah, I when Nicole first told me, at first I was like in a trolley kind of mood, and then I realized I was like, oh wait, no, Victor said.
I do like the flavor of pumpkin pie.
Yeah, and that Uinta is a pumpkin, right?
Yeah,
yeah. See,
they brought that on one of the shows, I think.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh wait, no, he's gonna like it.
Dude,
that is
fucking delicious.
Well, that is if Victor tastes something that I don't, but I'm glad you like it.
That is damn good, but I will take no more. I mean, I
Yes.
wish I could spend the night and be like,
No.
we're playing video games all night,
No,
but
no, this is selfishly all mine. I have one more too,
that is fucking...
unless you want to take it home.
No, I can't take that one home.
Okay, sorry.
My dream. You need to give me his number. I want to set up orders with him now. Like, hey, you want to make me some pumpkin beers, my guy? Because Uinta's hard to get out here.
Yeah. So you said.
It's extremely hard, and it's like Utah beers just don't make it out here very often. Yeah. It's like Epic Brewing. I feel like it's more Colorado than it is Utah now. I never see Squatters. I never see Wasatch.
Not even our unnamed big alcohol stores.
Precisely.
Wow.
Maybe you went to every now and then, but it's not very common.
Sounds like we do gotta go.
And let me tell you, at this moment, this is like a 10 out of 10. This is like a 1 out of 10.
Wow.
Rare is the day that I prefer beer over wine. Very rare is the day.
And not even indie. This is just like some guy's living room.
Yeah, and I mean sometimes
you're like 10 out of 10. Wow.
So remember the story I was telling you about William Salem? About
Yes.
that god expensive Pinot Noir that takes forever to go on the list. So that actually started as a garage project between two guys. It was a newspaper guy and an accountant. They're just like, we like Pinot Noir, we're going to make some in our backyard. And the only reason they became a big deal was because one of their friends submitted it to a wine competition magazine. And they got like a really high score. And all of a sudden, Burt Williams and Ed Sellium were making fantastic wine.
But did they keep that spirit, though?
They did until they sold the winery.
Damn
and then,
it.
I mean, you got to... If Nicole's dad were to be like, I'm going to make this for my friends, and then I decided to, send it to the Beer Advocate, they're like 99 out of 100. And all of a sudden, everyone, their mom, wants this beer. He can only make so much before he's like, you know what? I got to sell this, make my money while I can.
Yeah.
So I don't blame Williamson for doing that. I mean, I still love them.
Oh, yeah. Full disclosure, if anyone like Megaphone or like Earwolf's just like, we'll buy your podcast, I will like take it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, if at the end of the day, if someone's making a product that they're passionate about and people love it, there's no reason why more people shouldn't be able to experience it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
May the quality suffer? Of course it can. There's wineries that, get bought all the time and then they go to shit because, the buyer doesn't know how to manage them. Yeah. But then there are wineries that get bought out that it's like, wow, you guys became so much better.
I do have admiration for people who are like, I made this thing, it became bigger and or something I didn't like. They sell it and they make a new one of the same industry, and they just keep doing, like there's something where it's just like I just want to keep the smallness, but if they can't keep their reputation, then that's a different story.
I'll send you a video that Blanca sent me, of all people. You'll probably get the inside joke about this one. It's about this winemaker that uses his wine to make sangria and then dumps it in the drain. What was it called? Patreon.
Patreon.
Mm-hmm. Please, you guys, sign up for our Patreon so you guys can get all these insider...
we don't have one. Go to coffee.com.
Oh, yeah, go to coffee.com for now and then message us and we'll send you these little tidbits that we create. We should create like exclusive content.
I was thinking of a Discord. Like, if you give us... Excuse me for having a business meeting on air, but
yeah,
I was thinking like if you go on coffee.com, like $1 a month, you can be on our Discord. You can talk to us directly and all and all the other fans.
I'll give you guys personalized wine recommendations too.
There you go.
And Victor can give you guys his opinions on individual video games.
Yeah, I will give you a Discord exclusive video of why GTA 6 should just hold on.
Or if you want to know,
don't yell quite yet.
Or if you want to know what you need to get grandma for Christmas, just let us know.
Yeah.
But please go to coffee.com.
Yes. Where were we?
We were talking about how delicious this beer is.
Oh yeah. Oh,
so props to Nicole's dad. That is a delicious beer. That passes my Cicerone certified thing.
Cheers to you, Jack.
Jack, cheers to you, my guy. You made delicious beer.
It's bad juju to clink a glass without liquid in. Oh, here we go.
Hold up.
Oh, here we go.
Just a tiny bit.
Cheers to you, Jack.
Cheers, Jack. There we go.
Thank you. Delicious.
Thank you, Jack. That beer is amazing. Oh my God, that's so good.
Although there is countless examples of game directors or designers who are like renowned for that one game they made. And then every new studio or new game that they work on is just absolute dog shit afterwards. It's just like they had their one hit wonder, and like people will, depending on if they can hold on to that fan base, they're still praised. And I'm just like, guys, they haven't made a good game in like 10 years.
There's a winery by the name of Camus that used to make good wine in the 90s, and then they went to shit.
That's why I don't blindly follow Hideo Kojima or Tetsuya Nomura, because I just know one day they just won't have it one day. And that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're human. We're not supposed to be perfect.
Especially since my examples, they're like older now. It's just like they deserve to just sit at their house nowadays.
You know, that's funny because like I'm currently going through my little book phase, right? And so I don't understand half the shit I read. I really don't. Like right now I'm trying to read The Dubliners. I've read the damn book. I don't get anything about it. So I frustratedly asked one of my friends who studied literature and all that stuff. I'm like, what's the damn point of literature? And she's like, what do you say to that? And I'm like, I'm upset because I don't understand any of this goddamn dog shit, you know? Like, what the fuck is Charles Dickens or James Joyce or all these other fucking, you know, journalists or authors, whatever the fuck? And she's like, bingo, that's exactly what it is. And I'm like, what? And she's like, it's about capturing everything that is human. And I'm like, you're bullshitting me. You're psychologying me right now about this. And she's like, no, but that's really what it is. It's about capturing the essence of what it is to be human at any given point in time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I got to go back and read this literature now in the perspective of the person that wrote it and the time frame that they wrote it to understand what the fuck they're talking about. But I will.
That's more work than the fucking watching all the Marvel movies now.
But then see, I talked to a different person, granted not literature person, so take this with a grain of salt, who told me that, you know what, authors just want you to read the damn book. They don't care if you get all the little inside things. They just want you to read it. And I'm like, that to me is the sound of a $5 wine. You drink it to get plastered. You read the book to read. But I'm not about the $5 wines unless it's Wreck-It's Castle. And even then, that's $6.99, $5.99, one of those. But I love them. But I'm all about the wines that are like this. They may piss me the fuck off. They may, you know, ruin my evening, my week possibly, you know, and make me think, what the fuck, man? But at the end of the day, I love it because it makes me think.
It's 40 minutes to sweet time.
I want to believe.
You know, hold on. I think the bitter went away. At least mostly away.
I don't smell as much, which is maybe a good... it's fucking ruse. You don't know. This thing is like hot and cold.
It pisses me off slightly
Ooh.
less. Yeah.
That's like a lemon meringue pie. Not exceptional, but it's acidic. It's growing a spine.
Watch the second...
It's hatching out of its little egg. Oh my God.
Watch the second you walk out that door, I'm just be like, whoa!
Holy shit, it's growing. It's alive.
We did it, folks. We did it.
See, welcome to my, oh my God, a chronology of Victor and Rusan. Literally. It took how long to get to this point? And how many different emotions did I go through?
Well, we poured it like 40, 50 minutes ago.
Wow. It's like creamy, lemony, buttery, zesty. Yeah. It's not bitter. It's not oily anymore. Well, kind of oily, but not really so much. Damn. I now give this a 5 out of 10. It's a significant improvement from where it was even 10, 15 minutes ago. And if you're wondering, no, it's not because I'm drunk. And also, no, it's not because I had a sip of beer. This is just Rusan doing what Rusan does best.
Malmont, take a bow. Took you 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, actually, no. It should be Rusan.
Oh, yes. The great.
For absolutely making me go through a range of emotions in 40 minutes.
Okay.
And it's not even done.
It's not even.
Like I said, wait 5 days. Drink it every now and then for over the course of 5 days. You're going to be like, and see, the shitty part is that you might be like, it's the best on day 5. So the next bottle you open, you wait till day 5. Guess what? It ain't the same shit anymore.
Next episode, guys, I'll report back. I'll taste a little bit every day.
Yeah, taste a little bit every day. Jot down some notes. Be like, sour, creamy, lemony.
Sounds like I got homework. Do you have homework? You sure fucking do. Your homework is to like, comment, and subscribe to this episode, and share us around with some friends. If you have any personalized questions, have like sponsorships you want to give us, if you want to send us some bottles, if you want to take us out to your winery,
yes, or brewery, or distillery,
then please email us at podcast@speedy.net. Who's speedy.net?
yes,
that's us.
But also, if you are a video game developer, or
dude, I'll play your demos. I'll play your betas. I'll play your early builds. And I'll talk
We'll
about it on the
feature
show.
you right here next to Schramsberg and next to Malmont and Firestone.
That's right. That's right. And yeah, again, check out our coffee.com. That's our digital tip jar. For now, every dollar we just go back to the show. But, if you guys are super sweet enough, you will start seeing that. You start seeing those dollars on this table. We'll be buying nice stuff to show you guys. And share with you guys.
Ooh, we have Christmas coming up, huh? I should bring a nice bottle to
celebrate.
and to close the year pretty much, right? Should I bring a William Sellum?
Hey, man, you bring whatever you feel.
Should I bring a Kongsgaard? I have one. It's not the Judge, though.
Okay. I was just like, don't.
I have a Napa Valley Chardonnay, I think, from 2017. I think that should be tasting good now, but...
I was just going to say, don't go too heavy. It's not even like close to episode 100.
Oh, I got to remember that, too. It's Christmas. Let's celebrate the birth of Jesus. Right?
Jesus with Jesus love reds.
Yeah, but then we also got Hanukkah, and then we also have, what is the other major holiday? Diwali, I think.
Wally? The movie?
Diwali? Diwali, I think.
Right. I know what you're saying, but I don't know the...
Isn't it Diwali? Or is it Diwali or Dawali? I'm sorry. If you please correct us on the pronunciation if you're listening. We really don't know. But yes, we send you guys holiday cheers in advance, whatever you may be celebrating. Even the flying spaghetti monster, ramen, and his noodly appendage, we believe.
Where's the show going?
You made me lick a chip. What do you mean? Where's this show going? It's gone. I spit in the plant, man.
That was hilarious. Will you do it again?
No. I learned I'm never gonna lick a chip again. One lesson learned: never lick electronics.
Well, that is true, especially not your house outlet. Please don't do that.
Or don't lick an outlet, period.
Well, now I just gave you the idea. Please don't.
Yeah, please don't. We don't condone that.
Anyways, thank you for tuning in.
Yes.
Feedback on the desk. I kind of like it.
I do like
the
it.
bar. I'm sorry, disrespected.
Right. We're back in school.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
Have you baptized it yet with like a little bit of alcohol? Like go like rub it in?
Oh, no.
No, not the. Not that.
Thank you, Jack.
Do it with the rooster. Okay, yeah, Jack. There we go, man. Thank you.
Mazel tov, Jack. Thank you.
Mazel
so much.
tov.
Very delicious.
This bar has been baptized in the name of Victor and Victor
We'll see you guys next
with
time.
Jack's beer. Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.